James. We are going to read a chapter of The Girl Who Speaks Bear, written by Sophie Anderson. They call me Yanker the Bear. Not because of where I was found. Only a few people know about that. They call me Yanker the Bear because I'm so big and strong. I tower above all the other 12-year-olds and most of the grown-ups too. And I'm stronger than everyone. Even the ice cutters and the wood choppers and the few hunter-gatherers who are brave enough to dip into the snow forest. About 100 people live here, in the village on the southern edge of the forest. And right now, they're all squashed into the square, preparing for the festival tomorrow. Snow sparkles and excitement fizzes in the air. For over 6 months, the village has been trapped by a fierce cold winter. But tomorrow marks the start of the big melt. The great frozen river will thaw, and the snow forest will lose its blanket of white. I'll be able to wander beneath the newly green trees. I won't wander far. Mamochka worries if I do. But just the thought of standing beneath swaying willows and chattering pines makes my cheeks tingle with happiness. People call for help as I cross the square. I stop to hold up wooden beams for the carpenters assembling the stage for the festival show. I help drive poles into the frozen earth for the climbing contest, and I haul the creaking sledges up from the frozen river, loaded with blocks of ice for the ice fort. The fort is already as tall as the village hall, but children still clamber over its shining walls, building it even higher. Finally, I reach the centre of the square, where my best friend Sasha is stacking wood for the festival bonfire. Hey Sasha, I smile and wave. Hey Yanker. Sasha smiles back from beneath his huge furry hat. We've been best friends since I pulled him out of a nettle patch, when I was 3 and he was 5. I rubbed his stings with dock leaves and asked him to climb a tree with me. Mamochka says that was the first time I ever spoke. Sasha is long and leggy as a heron. Until this winter, we stood eye to eye. But after my latest growth spurt, I see right over the top of his head. I never imagined I'd grow this big, and I'm not sure I'll ever get used to it. Shall we carry this one together? Sasha lifts off at the end of a long cut tree. I can manage it. I swing the log up onto my shoulder, and my feet sink deep into the snow. Sasha picks up another, a smaller log, and we clump side by side to the bonfire stack. Sasha's youngest cousin, Vanya, rushes over with his arms full of twigs. He beams up at me, wide-eyed. You're as strong as a bear, Yanker. I lower the log onto the bonfire stack, and I smile. I don't mind my strength being compared to a bear's. Not really, but it does remind me how different I am. Everyone else in the village was born here, and so were their parents and grandparents. They wear fur coats passed from great-grandfathers and sleep under blankets knitted by great-grandmothers. But I don't know where I was born, or how I ended up in the bear cave. I heave another log up onto my shoulder and push away the wintry thoughts, and soon the bonfire stack is as tall as me. As I stand and I smile, I imagine the heat of it burning tomorrow. The pale grey sky darkens and frost bites into the air. Winter might be ending, but the warmth of spring still feels far away. It's always like this. Snow that melts in the sun refreezes in the gloaming, so the nights are full of ice and glacier sharp. A bullfinch flutters past, so close that its feathers graze my cheek. It sweeps up and away, towards the forest. I can only see a few spindly treetops from here, but they feel like thick ropes. I'm nearly at the top of the hill that rises from the village, and before I realise, I've wandered away from the others. Sasha catches me up, and he punches me in the arm, and he falls to step beside me. What was that for? I punch him back as gently as I can, but he still wobbles away from me. I'm trying to get a head start. Sasha pulls out the blades that clip onto his boots to turn them into ice skates. I race to my house. Yes! My heart lifts, then sinks as I remember that I'm not wearing my skating boots. I don't mind if you skate without me. I stop at the top of the hill, and a track of sheet ice covers the path here and stretches all the way to Sasha's house. And then onto my Mamochka's front door. I know Sasha loves to glide along the ice, as graceful as a swallow in flight, but he doesn't clip on his blades. So there you go. Who do you think I am?